Welcome to Omaha, Nebraska. I am Sister Pauline, a Franciscan sister of Our Lady of Perpetual Help, and I've been working here on the mission in Omaha. I've been asked to say a few words about the season of Lent. Oh, remember the good old days of Lent. I remember our teachers saying, it's time to give up something. And they would say, like candy and chewing gum. Well, a lot of us did that. And by the time Easter came, we had a basket full of goodies to celebrate that great feast of Easter. Now, as an adult, I'm on a different path. That comes from working with the RCIA. I began to realize, I read it somewhere, that the 40 days of Lent were really a time of retreat. That the people in the early church who were getting ready for Easter sacraments spent 40 days in retreat. So I began to tell my candidates, Lent is the church's springtime. New life is on its way, and they will be that new life. Those of us already members of the church also make this Lenten retreat of 40 days. It's time for us to go within our own selves and do the groundwork necessary for new life to come. And you know what? Pope Francis can help us with that. He has been planting seeds through his two encyclicals known as Laudato Si on care for our common home and Fratelli Tutti on fraternity and social friendship. Let me read a few things from the Pope's encyclical on care for our common home. Hear this. There is an urgent need, he says in paragraph 26, to develop policies so that in the next few years, the emission of carbon dioxide and other highly polluting gases can be drastically reduced. And he goes and gives examples of that. And I especially like paragraph 48. Listen to this. Both everyday experience and scientific research show that the gravest effects of all attacks on the environment are suffered by the poorest of the poor. Doesn't that challenge our discipleship and what we need to be responsible for today? Look at Fratelli Tutti. I love his second chapter. Pope Francis opens up for us the parable of the Good Samaritan. He starts by quoting the book of Exodus. Listen to this one line. You shall not wrong or oppress a stranger, for you were strangers in the land of Egypt. He goes on to talk about abandoned on the wayside. And listen to this little sentence. Paragraph 64. Let us admit that for all the progress we have made, we are still illiterate when it comes to accompanying, caring for, or supporting the most frail and vulnerable members of our developed societies. We have become accustomed to looking the other way. So during this season of Lent, it's our time to do the groundwork, to challenge how we live our discipleship. And after 40 days, we will be celebrating the church's springtime. Join me in this effort.